When you have an operation, stay overnight. Hi, this is Seth. In the spirit of Halloween, I am going to share a true nightmare operation story. Now, this is a real story. It happened when I was 21, and again when I was 37. Around there. Beware, this vlog has pictures of me with blood on my face, so if you don't want to see that, I'll tell you when to skip ahead. For as long as I can remember, I've had a deviated septum. See, my left nostril is smaller than my right nostril. This is a pretty common injury. Some people get it during the birth process as you're being born, because it's very hard to be. I think I got it from a fall when I was vacationing in Maine when I was 5. The reason why I know this is when I got that injury is that when I got back to school, I started getting some pretty severe bloody noses on a regular basis, and it's never happened before this. My nose looked okay from the outside, and I always had problems breathing because I have asthma and allergies, so no one could tell that I was breathing differently. So nothing came of it until I was 21. I had speech therapy, and that's when the issues came up. The therapist sent me for a rhinoscopy. The therapist wanted to figure out why I wasn't getting enough air to project my voice. I used to be very soft when I talked, and probably it's still soft, but it's not as soft as it was. A rhinoscopy is when the doctor shoves a camera up your nose and down your throat. This is done so the doctor can see what the problem is. Here's some pictures of what it looks like. It's very uncomfortable. It's probably like getting one of those corona tests when they just shove the Q-tip up your nose, but it was very uncomfortable. But that's how they found my deviated septum. An operation was scheduled for May when I got out of college. The operation went off without a hitch, and my parents took me home. My uncle and aunt came over to see me. As I visited with my aunt and uncle, I started violently vomiting. I vomited so hard that the splint that was keeping my nose in its new shape slid out of my nose because the vomiting had broken the stitch that was holding the stitch in place. So it just came out my nose like a log flume, and I was trying to, force it back in, and you really can't do that. But it was so horrible, and I was just like, no, I don't want another one of these operations. Later, I had an appointment verifying that the operation was a failure because they let me go home too early, and I had gotten sick coming off all the anesthesia. When you have an operation, stay overnight. Later that year, the doctor who operated on me was killed when he lost control while skiing and crashed into a tree. So that was that. Flash forward to 2011. This is a picture of me going to the hospital for my second septoplasty. When I woke up after the operation, they said everything was fine. My dad told me that they were going to send me home, but immediately after the operation, I got really sick from coming off of anesthesia, and they kept me overnight. This was the difference between my successful operation and the failed operation. I documented my recovery on Facebook for my friends. These 5 pictures are going to be bloody, so if you don't want to see that, skip ahead to this time. The only problem I had was that I found out that I'm allergic to Vicodin. My doctor gave me Oxy instead. I ended up tossing the remainder of the Oxy because I am used to a certain amount of pain. I bet everyone with a disability lives with a certain amount of pain. I'm never pain-free. Right now my hip hurts and maybe my knee, it just happens that way. Since the operation was a success, this is why my voice is louder than it was. You don't know that my voice is louder, but believe me, it is, even though it's soft. And I can breathe better. I don't aspirate on food much anymore. Aspirate means choke. And when I was a real little kid and I had to drink something, every sip, cough, 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 cough. I would cough with every sip, no matter how small it was. I would have to raise my hands. It was a whole production. If the first operation had been a success, I wouldn't have gotten a head injury on Christmas Day in 2004, but that's for another time. I hope you like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Happy Halloween.